Welcome to the Real Comic Heroes Podcast. Your adventure into the world of comic book movies starts here.
Greetings, citizens, and welcome to another adventure of the Real Comic Heroes Podcast. My name's Travis.
And I'm Patrick, here for a character review / does Patrick know what the hell Travis just said?
Well,
I feel like it's a 50-50 shot
right.
I have if I know who Spider Jerusalem or what was the other one, the scalped one?
Oh, yeah, Dashel, Bad Horse.
Dashel, yeah. So, we'll see.
Fingers crossed, folks.
Or it's going to be like Aunt May coming in at 15 or something.
Oh, God. Aunt May, the one that won't die. I swear they right after Civil War, or maybe before Civil War. I think it was right after, actually. They did a Spider-Man storyline where it was called Back in Black, and he was like wearing the black costume again because he was all depressed because Aunt May got shot because someone was trying to kill Spider-Man, and she ended up getting hit instead. And so it was like this couple issue arc where, you know, he goes to prison to beat down Kingpin to find out who hired, you know, why he was a target and this and that, and just went on a
Weird
ass beating, rampage, and then ends up making a deal with the devil to spare the life of Aunt May, and it costs him he and Mary Jane's marriage. Like, he has to give the devil their marriage, and so it basically affected the entire continuity. Like, they've never been married, they've never, I guess they split up, sometime in the past, and have just never, they haven't been together for years at that point. And it was just this ridiculous excuse to make Spider-Man, Peter Parker, single again for the first time in decades, and all because they didn't want to kill a character who, for the entire run of the character, has been at death's doorstep,
Yeah, it's like an octogenarian.
Yeah, I mean, so I like Aunt May, but they played the, she's this frail elderly woman, card like way too much. So by the time I got to that, it was like, just come on. So
the part that always confused me is that she was called Aunt May and not Grandma May.
Well, it's his aunt.
But like in the other versions, she's like in her 80s, but he's like 16.
Yeah. Oh, that never made. Well, I mean,
like the Marissa Tomei thing makes more sense in the newer Spider-Man with Tom Holland.
I think it works with, like, as long as you can accept that that Ben, his uncle, and Richard Parker, Peter's father, as long as they have like a significant age gap, they're brothers, but as long as it's not like, they're 2 years apart, if they're 15 years apart, which does happen, with siblings, I mean.
Yeah, they seem more like 30 years apart.
Well, yeah, no, I've always thought that Ben and May were way too old to be just aunt and uncle, but
yeah, I thought it was like a weird thing that like you called like your grandparents Aunt May, and like I don't know, like I always just thought of them as like grandparents rather than aunt and uncle.
Right. Yeah, I mean, basically she's a surrogate grandmother and mother at times.
Yeah.
But.
And I think my favorite one so far has been in Spider-Verse. I like that Aunt May.
Yeah, I liked her in that one.
All right, well, we stepped all over our first one that was probably going to be Aunt May at number 15. So.
So I guess whenever Aunt May pops up, we won't have to talk about her now.
Yeah, bonus.
Cool. Yeah, that's a freebie, folks. So
we'll put those at the end.
Yeah. Little post credits teaser.
Yeah.
Well, not here. We give all the good stuff right up front.
No, that's right.
All right.
It's all downhill from here, folks.
That's right. So speaking of downhill, we'll go to number 57
Ooh, middle of the road.
of the IGN Top 100 Comic Book Heroes, and 57 is sweet, The Tick.
Oh, okay. I know who The Tick is. Spoon. Yeah, Tick. I think I first learned about him from the Fox.
Of course,
cartoon on Saturday, I think.
Yeah.
In the early-ish 90s.
Yeah, mid 90s.
And then around the same time, there's a live action with Patrick Warburton.
Mm-hmm.
I should say live action TV show.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then more recently, the Amazon Prime version,
which I've only seen the first season of, and it's fun. It's fun
as
hell.
Yeah, I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
It's a bummer it didn't get renewed.
Yeah. I'm the same as you. I first came across The Tick with the Fox cartoon. That was a good lineup of cartoons, because there was The Tick and Eek the Cat, and
Eek the Cat.
Oh man, it was good. And then they had Eek the Cat had a spin-off cartoon, kind of like when Animaniacs would feature Pinky and the Brain for a quick little segment. Inside Eek the Cat, they'd have it was some kind of dinosaur cartoon where the dinosaurs were like commandos or something, but it was set in prehistoric times or something. I don't know, but Thunder Lizards, that's what it was called.
Oh,
holy shit!
Okay.
Just going down a little rabbit hole of memory. But The Tick was always cool because they had just ridiculous characters, like Chairface Chippendale was one of the villains, if not the main bad guy. And then he had hero, his own kind of Justice League with Deflator Mouse, who was the Batman spin-off. Of course, for the live action, he was Batman And then who was the lady? Lady Liberty, maybe?
Yep, I think so.
Okay. But
I forgot they had a Super Nintendo game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this thing was bigger than I remembered.
Huh. Says The Tick's first appearance was The Tick #1, June of 1988. I'm curious who put that comic out. Because it wasn't like Marvel or DC, it was,
So it's 80. Looks like it was created by Ben Udland for a newsletter mascot for the New England Comics chain in Boston.
Okay.
So 94 was the animated show.
And I liked Arthur, his little sidekick, who was a moth, and he could fly, but not well.
Was there any? I want to say there was, but this could just be me making my own story. But was he attracted to flames or lights or anything like that?
I don't think. I mean, maybe I don't recall that. That would be that would be cool if it was.
Or stuck to flypaper or something.
Yeah.
Maybe I just made my own episode up or something in my head. I don't know.
And I don't know if it always seems like he never has an alter ego. He never takes off the costume. He is just the Tick, So
yeah, I think in the Prime version he doesn't know who he is.
Yeah,
there's some kind of memory issue.
Yeah, this the IGN thing does say he's this burly, gaudily dressed hero is a great defender of the city. However, he's not very bright and may in fact be legally insane. Whatever his mental state, the Tick's adventures are thoroughly enjoyable, whether they unfold on the printed page or television. Yeah, is one of those characters that, I don't know if there needs to be a lot of Tick, media. We had the cartoon, and then the Patrick Warburton series, and then the Amazon Prime series, but I don't know that we need Tick movies and long live action series. Usually what little Tick media I've consumed, that's generally enough for a while to tide me over for a while. I always like it, but it's good for a laugh, but
yeah, I think it's perfect for streaming.
Oh yeah,
an 8 episode kind of chunks, 8 or 9 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Which do you like better, the Patrick Warburton or the Peter Serafinowicz version?
I honestly like the new version. It was a little bit more serious.
Sure.
I honestly haven't watched the Patrick Warburton version in a while, and I feel like that was more attuned to the animated series, where it's a lot more goofy.
Yeah.
So it's more Adam West Batman,
Mm.
where it's more sticky and kind of,
Slapstick.
Yeah, and then the newer one, it's got silly moments, and they joke, but it's more like a almost like a Marvel Universe kind of fun.
Right.
Where it's
like he's playing
funny, but then there's serious action going on.
It's kind of like Deadpool.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Where serious stuff goes on around him, but he's just lighthearted. But he doesn't get that things are serious. He just is completely. It's a perfect word for it. Now I can't think of it. He's aloof.
Yeah, I almost feel like he's in his own universe when he's fighting in that movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tick, number 57. Higher than I would have thought.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking.
Think of it as a gimmicky kind of, it's almost like a spoof character.
Right.
Because it's sort of troping up everything you know from comics.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's almost like the Scream of, I guess, animated hero cartoons.
Right. Shall we move on?
Sure.
At number 48. Does not look like we've done 48. Let's see who that is. Mitchell 100.
Mitchell 100.
Mitchell
okay,
100.
Here's my guess.
Oh, you're going to take a guess?
What'd you say it was again?
Mitchell 100.
100. Okay. So he related to Richie Rich. Yeah, Mitchell 100.
I
have no idea.
So I've read a couple issues of the book that he's from. He's from a book called Ex Machina, and what I know about him is he's like a politician who can talk to machines and ends up becoming like a kind of an anti-hero-ish kind of character, I think. It's been years since I've read. This came out in, I guess, Ex Machina number 1 came out in August of 2004. So he's not that old of a character, but I have not read any Ex Machina, since nearly that.
I wasn't thinking that at all. I was thinking that it was somebody that could pull out 100% of their strength or mind or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
But politician that can talk to machines, not on my list.
Says place him right alongside Michael Corleone and Darth Vader, because Mitchell, the Great Machine 100, has been nothing but a pleasure to watch fall from grace. Endowed with the ability to talk to machines, he fast became a champion of New York City, saving the second tower of the World Trade Center on 9/11. After retiring his superhero getup, 100 was elected mayor of New York City. Okay, so not president, but okay. So he was a superhero turned politician, not the other way around that I was thinking. But
weird. Yeah, I've heard of Ex Machina, but for some reason I thought it was like a Japanese anime mech.
Well,
thing.
It's a term that gets used for all kinds of things, but yeah.
Okay, maybe that's it then, because I've heard the term Ex Machina before, but not
the term Deus Ex Machina. That's you hear that a lot. That translates to God in the machine.
Okay. So yeah, it's probably in a bunch of stuff then. That's why I've heard of it. Okay.
There's that movie a couple years ago, Ex Machina, with Poe Dameron, Oscar Isaac. So yeah, it's just one of those terms. I don't really know much about Mitchell 100. I think I found a bunch of Ex Machina comics at a Half Price Books, or just bought up a bunch of them because they were. I thought I'll give this a read, and I'll collect a whole bunch of them. So I might have bought 20 issues or something. thinking, well, I'll binge read them basically. And then I think I read like one or two and was, got distracted by something else and never went back to them. So,
so not a page turner at first, anyway.
I think if I had given it a more serious attempt, I'm sure, but I may have been too young to get something that like intellectual. I feel like it's not a book for. I mean, I was a young 20s at that point, maybe. So just
okay,
yeah. But that's all I got on Mitchell 100.
Yeah. Come up with a better name.
Yeah.
I like the, what did you call him? The Great Machine?
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, Mitchell 100. That is a horrible name. I'm sorry. Names mean something, and that means nothing to me. That's just bad.
Next up, number 87. So,
oh, Lord. If Ex Machina was number 48 with Mitchell 100.
Yeah. 87. Ooh, okay. Renee Montoya. She is...
I know who it is.
Okay.
Is it the daughter of the guy from The Princess Bride? That was in his last name, Montoya?
Yeah, Inigo Montoya. Yeah.
So prepare yourself. Prepare to die or whatever.
Have you seen Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn movie?
Is it actually any good?
It's okay. We just watched it a couple nights ago, actually. Oh. It's fun. It's up there with...
So it's better than the Suicide Squad?
Yeah, which I didn't mind. Suicide Squad. I had fun with it. I'd say it's a little bit better than that, yeah. Okay. But what's her name? Oh, crap. What is her name? She was in White Men Can't Jump and Pineapple Express. Oh. She's the little Rosie Perez.
Rosie Perez, yeah.
Yeah, so she was playing Renee Montoya, and she's like, Renee Montoya is like she's a Gotham City police department, police, I don't know what her different ranks have been over the years. But she was in the Batman animated series. Like, she was always kind of one of Gordon's kind of go-to officers. Like,
picturing it.
There was always like Harvey Bullock, and there'd be like Renee Montoya, like someone who was inherently a good person, and then there was like she ends up becoming a hero on her own called The Question for DC, which was The Question. It was an old character created by Steve Ditko, who was co-creator of Spider-Man. But it's The Question is the character that like Rorschach from Watchmen is kind of based on. But it's like
okay, so it's not like the Riddler or something.
No, the Question generally wears like a fedora and a trench coat and has like a blank face mask, so it just looks like the person has no expressions, it's skin tone, skin like.
Wasn't there a animated not the Super Friends, but you know what I mean? Like Justice League.
Oh, like the Justice Society, or
yeah, it was like that early 2000s.
Maybe.
I swear there was like a guy in like a blue kind of suit with a blue fedora, and then he had a flesh-colored mask.
That's The Question.
Okay.
But yeah, so like Renee Montoya in the I think mid 2000s took up the mantle of The Question, and I never read any of that, so I don't have any history with that. But I'm just like, I do remember that being a thing. But she goes back to, let's see, first appearance is Batman number 475 from March of 1992. So when they used her in the animated series, she was a fairly new character. I didn't realize that. Let's see.
So she's basically a detective, like a really good detective, like Batman, but without the gadgets and stuff.
Yeah, I think so. So it says she had a partner that was betrayed by a corrupt member of the GCPD and murdered. So she quit being a cop and descended into a life of alcoholism and depression. And then, when DC in 2011 did the New 52 and kind of rebooted everything, then they made her The Question. So I don't know if I doubt she's still running around, but she has. Says she's had a troubled romantic relationship with Kathy Kane, aka Batwoman. So yeah, she's just kind of your go-to like Gotham City police, one of the good cops, basically, that usually works under Gordon.
Huh. Yeah, I never knew about her.
Yeah, just a good, go-to character, I think, for the GCPD. But
man, this is making me realize that the top 100 is really stretching it for heroes.
Yeah, some of these are a little surprising. Like, I don't know. I mean, she doesn't bug me because she has been the question, and maybe that was. I remember that being a big deal, and she's been like a. And DC has been good about like LGBTQ characters and like representation and stuff like that, because this was, she's been, I think, linked to Batwoman for, years now. Whereas it kind of seems like now a lot of characters are representation is getting included a lot more now, but not so much back then. So even like 10 years ago, DC was already kind of doing that with characters like Renee, and so it's kind of props to them for doing that. But I don't have anything else on Renee Montoya though.
Did anyone kill her father, so they had to prepare to die?
You'd think.
Really disappointed it's not somehow related.
Yeah. Let's do one more here. I think we've done 22. I think that was Professor X. Yeah.
Yeah, we done that one.
Yeah, 48.
So far, I'm 1 for 3.
48 we just did.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Have we done number 5? I don't think we've done 5.
Ooh, I better know this one.
Let's see who we got here. Okay, Wonder Woman.
Doesn't ring a bell.
No, never heard of her.
No. I wonder who this woman is. Okay, so number 5. Not bad.
Might have some stuff to talk about here.
I bet the movie helped.
Yeah.
If this was done before that. Maybe not, but
I think this is actually an older list than.
Okay.
I'm sure it says.
I guess you had the TV show that was a big hit in the 70s.
Well, and then, like I was talking,
cartoons.
The new 52 stuff. Wonder Woman was a big hit with the new 52 stuff. She kind of.
Okay.
There was a little bit of resurgence for her, I think, in popularity. Straight from the comics. I read her first couple story arcs, and they were really good. It's kind of where all the stuff that they used for the movie of her like being told the legend of Zeus, molding her from clay, and like that's how she was born. Like that was, for the longest time, that was literally her origin. When they first created her, it was like, oh yeah, she was sculpted out of clay and then given life by Zeus. And then in the new 52, they were like, no, that was a story we told you when you were a little kid. Like, you're really just the daughter of Zeus, So.
Yeah, but to be fair, Zeus had kids in peculiar ways.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And he himself was.
He'd turn into a goat and have sex with women. And yeah. Because
I think he was swallowed by his father and ate his way out or something.
Something
weird?
like that.
Out of his
yeah.
head? I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah.
Like those Greek myths or Roman. I can't remember which one's older. They're just batshit crazy. So
yeah,
to me that tracked.
Right.
And seems no different than Adam and Eve, where Eve's pulled from a rib of Adam.
Right. Yeah.
And thrown together in some mud, and here you go. You got a lady now. Science.
Yeah, that's right.
That's interesting because I didn't know the backstory because to me, I don't read comics, so what I know about these characters is through what we like to call in the 21st century a moving picture, and
the talkies. Yeah.
Yes. So if they're not in there, I'm gonna have next to nothing.
Right.
And to me, I thought she was just an Amazon.
Okay.
Like I didn't know she had like a special origin. I just thought Amazons were really powerful, and she had like gear that made her like powerful. Like I thought her outfit was like bestowed powers or something.
So like of the Amazon women, she just kind of stood out as being the best.
She was elite.
Okay. And I think that's.
But
I mean, that's kind
no
of
idea about that.
That is kind of true. I mean, at least how they show her in that movie. I mean, she comes from a bunch of Amazon women, but she's a demigoddess because of her, parentage, I guess. But I haven't really read a lot of Wonder Woman. Like I said, a little bit of the New 52 stuff, but not a ton. She goes back to All-Star Comics number 8 from December of 1941.
Ooh.
Yeah. And she's
pushing 80.
Yeah.
Looking good.
Yeah. She'll hit her big 80th birthday next year. So, which is crazy to think that you're only 20 years off then from characters like her and Batman and Superman, to have been around for 100 years. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nuts.
And she's got a weird. Her origin, aside from in canon, in comics origin, like the actual creation of the character it's kind of interesting. Like there's.
Was it that movie that came out?
Yeah, the Professor Marston and his Wonder Women, I think is what the movie's called. But yeah,
like that, yeah.
So the guy, Wilton Moulton Marston, was this professor, and he is the inventor of the polygraph, the lie detector test.
That makes sense.
Which ties in with the whole lasso of truth. And then that goes back to like those old pulp comic strips or little tiny comic books that you'd get with like almost like porno comics where there'd be a lot of bondage and stuff, and that's also kind of where the rope came from. I mean, not that Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah, she's definitely a dominatrix.
Yeah, it kind of comes from
origins.
that type of what they back then they would have called it like a perversion. But to have a character using a lasso and tying people up and that sort of thing. But
what? Really?
What do you mean?
Isn't that what all the cowboys did?
Well, yeah, but you didn't have women like tying people up and or women being tied up. Is kind of all stems from some of that stuff that back then would be, very like risque and frowned against or whatever.
A bunch of ladies tied to a railroad track with a train coming in those old movies.
Yeah.
So it's just because the woman's doing the tying up.
I think so. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy how long she's been around and how little attention has been paid, I think, to Wonder Woman. In the 70s, the Linda Carter TV series, I'm sure she was at the height of her popularity then, but I think in the 80s and 90s, like I don't know that anyone was really talking about Wonder Woman all that much, and then it just took so long to get a movie featuring her put together, and kudos to DC and Warner Brothers for doing it, because that movie is it's fantastic. But
yeah, I'm kind of scared about the 80s Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure how that one's gonna.
I think it'll be good.
Drive.
I don't know that it's gonna have make that same impact that the first one did, just because it's not the first one, and it's but it certainly looks fun.
Yeah.
So
I do like a good fanny pack scene. So
yeah,
I like that, and it's just the cheetah thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think Cheetah looked that great in the. Right. I like the Kristen Wiig. Like I like her outfit, wearing leopard print and some spiked collars and I don't know, stuff like that. Like she looked kind of cool in that like 80s teased hair, kind of a woman trying to look badass.
Yeah.
So I liked that vibe, but then when they show her at the end of the trailer with like the full CGI, like looks like she turned into a Catwoman kind of thing, like that one kind of looks, I don't know. But they still have time to like finalize the graphics and stuff. So, I mean, I like the way they use Wonder Woman in the Justice League Unlimited animated series, because she was just a badass, like she was a as good of a warrior, and she was more of a warrior in that, and she could go toe to toe with Superman, and like was just as strong as him, and then there was that what was it called? New Frontier. Did you ever watch that animated movie? It was like Justice League New Frontier, where it was like set in the 50s, I think, and the Wonder Woman in that was really cool too, and I think she was voiced by Xena, Lucy Lawless, I think.
Lucy Lawless. Nice.
She was always kind of like in the 90s and early 2000s. She was always the go-to for like who would you cast as Wonder Woman? It's like, of course it'd be Lucy Lawless, because she basically played her, in Xena. But
yeah, hey, she's still kicking butt.
Yeah.
In Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Oh, okay.
She's one of the main characters in that.
Oh, nice.
So I won't spoil it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. At least I don't recall this, but aside from what's his face, her love interest in the movie.
Oh yeah, Steve Trevor.
Chris Pine, or
yeah.
Yeah. Aside from that, I don't recall her ever being like associated with like Superman or Green Lantern or Batman.
I think in that Justice League Unlimited, I think they Wonder Woman and Batman had a thing.
Really? Okay.
And then I know for a fact
that makes sense with the movie and that weird chemistry.
Yeah. I know for a fact in the New 52, or maybe it was the next like DC reboot, the Rebirth. In one of them, that they made Superman and Wonder Woman a thing. So, which kind of was like, it kind of made it seem like a big deal, but it's also kind of like, well, yeah, they've been around each other for how long, but
I guess that would solve Kevin Smith's question.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're engaged.
Doesn't matter, it can't happen.
Why not? It's bound to come up.
It's impossible. Lois could never have Superman's baby. Do you think her fallopian tubes could handle his sperm? I guarantee he blows a load like a shotgun right through her back. What about her womb? Do you think it's strong enough to carry his child?
Sure, why not?
He's an alien, for Christ's sake. His Kryptonian biological makeup is enhanced by Earth's yellow sun. If Lois gets a tan, the kid could kick right through her stomach. Only someone like Wonder Woman has a strong enough uterus to carry his kid. The only way he could bang regular chicks is with a kryptonite condom. That would kill him.
So that would be kind of cool. Like maybe they just, you know what? I'd like to figure out a way to have Lex Luthor like steal like their genetic makeup and make a baby using both Superman and Wonder Woman or something. That'd be kind of cool.
Sure.
Because that'd be like twofold like their strength and stuff or something.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. Surprised he hasn't done something like that. It felt like he did something with Superman's DNA before. So
yeah.
All right, a new 2 of 4.
Yeah.
50%. Look at me. Whoop.
Shall we end it there?
Sure. Yeah. Unless you wanted to talk about Black Panther. Unless you didn't want to date that.
We could. But yeah, let's talk about Black Panther.
Yeah, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
I was literally like had to like say, wait, what?
Yeah.
What did they say?
Yeah.
Because I had no idea he was sick for that long or at all.
Right.
And the fact that he did all this while doing that is insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't imagine. I mean, we both have seen what cancer can do to people, and I've now seen photos of him. People were, what were they calling him? Call it like Black Panther or Crack Panther. Some stupid shit like that, because he was so skinny.
I thought he was going for a role.
Yeah.
Like doing like a Christian Bale thing.
Right. I hadn't
like,
seen any of those photos like while any of that was going on. I've only seen like skinny photos of him, now that he's passed. So I would have just assumed
sunken.
Yeah. So, I would have assumed that he was doing that for a role.
Yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah.
But
I know
yeah,
him from the Jackie Robinson
okay.
film.
I really
I mean,
haven't seen any of his other work outside of. I mean, it's crazy because until like when was 42? Like maybe 2014, 2015.
It was a while ago. Yeah,
Was it?
probably
Okay.
like,
Because I mean,
yeah,
he's
it'd been out
really
for a
only
while.
been around, like making movies for the last 5 years, maybe. I mean, I know he did that 42, the Jackie Robinson movie, and then he did what was the singer he played?
Oh, James Brown.
James Brown. So
Yeah.
like those, he hit big with those, and then they, I think, pretty much cast him as Black Panther for Civil War, which was 2016. So it's like he's made a huge impression in a really short time. I mean, I was looking up his IMDb list and just to see what else he had done, and he did some TV shows and stuff kind of before that, but nothing that was on my radar. But it's crazy, like how much of an impact he made in such a short time.
Yeah. Yeah, 42 was 2013, so
okay,
7 years ago. I forgot he was in Gods of Egypt.
Really?
Ugh.
I watched that
Bad.
once, so I could not have told you
like
he was
a
in
mask
that.
on or something, or eye
Yeah,
patch or something.
he's probably some soldier or some, I don't know. Who was
Yeah.
who was the other guy in that? It was Gerard Butler and wasn't Christian Bale, was it?
Let's see.
We don't have to go down a Gods of Egypt.
Oh yeah, I have no
hole.
idea. Jeffrey Rush is the other name I know.
Oh well.
Yeah, nothing rings a bell from what I'm glancing at here.
That's all right. I think I saw that one. Now I'm not so sure.
There was two that came out that were kind of similar.
Okay.
So, but anyway,
yeah,
yeah, I think it's still hard to believe, and like it couldn't have happened in a worse time in
right
this country. I mean,
you
literally have the actor that like brought the biggest black comic book character to life for another generation.
Yeah.
In a time that's rife with, racial unrest and injustice and all that. And to have, I mean, that's just like a kick right in the stomach.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, somebody's got to keep an eye on Denzel Washington. That's all I'm saying.
Oof. Yeah.
And weirdly, I don't know if you saw it, but I saw the clip where Chadwick Boseman was giving a speech during Denzel's award, like a Lifetime Achievement thing.
I didn't see it, but I think I heard something about that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I mean, it was really crazily well done. Like,
yeah.
But it was essentially like he went to Howard University and got a grant to go, or not a grant, he got the opportunity to go overseas to the British Academy of Drama or something like that.
Okay.
And didn't have the money, him and some other students, so they weren't going to be able to go. And then Denzel ended up working up the money, and he like shared that story and stuff, and it was like crazy. Like,
I did hear about that, yeah.
And it kind of made me think like how few Denzel level actors there are that are black, like like anytime you talked about like somebody playing a part, you're like, oh, it's Denzel.
Right.
And I think Chadwick Boseman was headed that way
for sure.
Because I think he did like 3 biopics already. Like,
yeah,
he was getting like typecast as the biopic guy for any famous black person for some reason. Because he did Jackie Robinson, Thurgood Marshall.
Oh, okay.
James Brown.
I forgot about.
I'm sure there probably would have been a couple others if he.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, you're right. He was definitely one of those guys that was going to be, just huge. I mean, he got, he got pretty big while he was here, but such a short time. But yeah, it's crazy, like you said before, like he was doing all this stuff while fighting, cancer the last 4 years. It's just...
So he did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 movies in that time period. The last one was in post-production.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was gonna watch the one he did with I think it was Spike Lee, Defy Bloods on Netflix.
Okay, yeah, I've heard great things.
Yeah, it is Spike Lee. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a war movie.
Yeah. Now it's
But yeah,
possible. Like I kind of wonder, and this is just me speculating. I wonder if he didn't like let at least like let Kevin Feige or maybe let the Russo brothers or like the people that he was working with at Marvel, Ryan Coogler, who directed Black Panther. Like I wonder if he kind of let them know, like, hey, I'm sick, you know. So
don't you have to for like insurance?
I don't know. But my
'Cause
point
I don't
is
know.
like a lot of the stuff with him as Black Panther could be done by a stunt performer when he has the full, the mask on and everything. So
Sure.
I wonder now. I wonder like maybe he uh, didn't have to do a lot of that stuff. I mean, maybe he did, but
Still, I mean,
yeah, still it's.
he didn't look sick in those
No, oh
movies.
no, and there
Like,
was plenty of like, I remember that sequence in Black Panther, plenty of sequences where he was, um, you know, shirt off and fully like
yeah,
he
yeah,
just fully ripped and just insane that he was able to get in that sort of shape for a movie, let
yeah.
alone while also dealing with all that stuff. It's crazy.
Because I think he was already phase 3 or
Okay,
stage 3. I mean, which is pretty far along, which means he had it for
yeah,
some time before then. Um, and then obviously it seemed to get worse. I don't know if he ever had a better year than others, but
yeah,
um, I mean, it's still weird to think.
yeah.
Like, I don't know. Especially so because it's almost like we lost somebody in their 20s because he was only around for like 10 years
I know. Yeah,
to most people. So it feels like you lost like a River Phoenix,
yeah. Or
like
Heath
somebody that
Ledger.
was yeah, like somebody that was promising and you felt like you had another 20, 30 years or something.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was honestly surprised he was 43.
Right.
I thought he was going to be like, in his early
Yeah,
mid
30s.
30s at most.
Yeah. Hmm.
But that was probably just because I didn't know him that long, so I just
Yeah.
assumed he hadn't been a.
So yeah, if
I
he
mean,
was in that 42 in 13, so he was what 36 when he did that?
and he looked like a baby.
Yeah. So that's I mean, that's kind of late in life to just kind of be starting to hit big, At least
Yeah,
for most of like Hollywood stars or whatever, but yeah, it sucks. I
yeah.
mean, of course, everyone speculates and wants to know like how was Marvel going to respond and what are they going to do next or whatever. But it's like,
So I thought they had a Black Panther 2 they were going to do, right?
oh, it's yeah. I mean, I would have thought probably before COVID and everything, they probably would have been shooting by now, if
Yeah,
not like still doing a little bit of pre-production because they've been talking about writing that one for, I mean, almost since the first one came out, but certainly for the last year or so, it's been a lot of speculation that they would introduce Fantastic Four, or at least Namor might be the villain in that, or possibly Doctor Doom. Like now that Marvel has the Fantastic Four rights, and Black Panther came from Fantastic Four, so it would be kind of fitting to introduce them in some way
yeah.
in his movie. But yeah,
All I know is it's going to be a while before I can watch the end of Infinity War,
oh yeah,
where he disappears into the
oh man, yeah,
snap.
yeah, yeah,
That's got a whole new feel to it now, I'm
yeah.
sure.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, if Marvel knew, I mean, we all know they're pretty good at keeping things buttoned
Yeah,
up. So, and that's just a silly movie. So,
right.
and something like this, obviously. But I mean, it's still like insane that nobody seemed to know, like in today's age.
Yeah.
But
It yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know what they would do. I mean, certainly I can't imagine that he told them when he signed on for Black Panther if he knew at that point. That might be, he may have done Civil War before he knew about the cancer. because that came out in 2016. So he may have shot that in 2015. So that all probably was prior. But
man, he was good in that one too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He just got like a presence. Like I believed he was like, a prince
kingly.
Or a king.
Yeah.
Like he just had like that aura. But I mean, I guess that's why he got those like biopics. As well, because he's got that same. I mean, Jackie Robinson's a pretty historically insane person. Like as far as like I don't know
his importance and
importance, but also like the way he portrayed himself with all the adversity.
Gotcha.
While at the same time being really pissed off.
Okay.
Like he held like he was like a two-sided character. Like he had to put on a facade to grind through it, and then the other side of his real self was
angry.
It was a complex character, and I got that with even his small part in Civil War. Relatively small part in Civil War. Like I felt like I knew that character a lot more than I should have, and the amount of time we spent with him. But I mean, that could also be writing. But I just I don't know. It was definitely sucked.
Yeah, for sure. He made you want to keep like he made you like want to see more of that character. Because he's just a perfect addition to Civil War, because he's like kind of in the background for some of it. Like he's trying to find out who killed his father, and so he's kind of in the background for a lot of it. And then it just makes you want the Black Panther movie, which was really good. It's not one of my favorite Marvel movies, but it's a solid flick.
It has a cultural significance
for sure. Absolutely.
I mean, is obvious.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not a perfect film, but I mean, it's still a fantastic movie to watch. I mean,
and he's like in Endgame, he's the first person you see come through the portal when when everyone comes back. That. So I don't know. It sucks. It sucks when it's. I mean, death sucks, of course, but when it's an Adam West or a Roger Moore, it's like those are guys that they've lived long lives, and they made a big impact and all that sort of thing. But when this is someone who was on the way up, so doesn't suck any more or less, but it's like it's still, it just sucks.
I think it's the shock.
Yeah.
Because you're not expecting it. And you have those questions like, what could have been kind of thing.
Well, especially like right now, as we're recording today, we just found out that The Rock, or Dwayne Johnson and his family all have COVID. And Robert Pattinson, who's currently was back to filming the Batman, but is now again on hold. Like he's got the Rona.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that just came out a couple hours ago. So it's like when you see that someone died, it's like right now you think, well, that's probably why. But when you find out, like, no, he's had cancer for the last 4 years, it's like it just it's hard to believe. But
but he did leave a mark, and inspired another generation of future actors or activists or whatever. I mean, it's a big mark to leave behind, at the very least. So I guess ended on as high a note as you could for the most part.
Right. Yeah.
I know they often say go out on top, but it's easy to say that when you're not at the top.
Yeah.
When you're at the top, you're probably like, hey, it's pretty nice up here. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
But, I mean, at least we've got a decent collection of quality movies.
Oh, yeah.
To go back to. It's not like he's got one and done, so.
Right. He's going to be remembered up there with Heath Ledger, as far as like someone who made such an impact with comic book movies, for sure. Like he's got a flawless record, So, but yeah.
Okay.
Shall we, end it there? And,
yeah.
Hate to end it on a downer, but,
Trying to think of an upper.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm just in such a funk. Like I can't muster anything.
Right. Yeah. Well, let's just call it then. And say to our listeners, stay safe out there.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. Find the show on Facebook and Twitter at Real Comic Heroes. All music and audio are the property of their respective creators.